Alright, so this one's gonna be about pride and discipline. Now, how does pride and discipline coexist with the spiritual realm? Easy, because everything comes from the spiritual realm. It can't be in this realm of reality without existing in some way, shape, or form first in the astral realm. Got it? So, alright, check it, right? Now, what is discipline? Discipline is basically, um, you know, not doing everything you want to do, but doing what you need to do, what's right to do, um, and putting your wants off to the side. It's like basically not necessarily going against your wants, because you may want to do some things that you need to do and do it. But if you want to do something that doesn't coincide with what you need to do, discipline comes in where you would make the decision to do what you need to do versus doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And pride would be like the opposite almost, because pride would be more doing what you want to do versus what you need to do. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, right? Let's say that, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you've been motherfucking working and motherfucking Stop and Shop for years or whatever, and then you got this money up, you done stacked up all this money, and you can motherfucking go out. I mean, you've been stacking it up for years, so you can go out right now and get you a motherfucking Bugatti. Only reason why you ain't got no car is because your job has been on the MBTA line, and it's been cheaper for you to go back and forth for short load trips, so you've been able to stack up your paper. So you think you want a car now, and you could go get a motherfucking Bugatti, but you know, you got a motherfucking you got a Toyota Camry that you can get too for less. Now the Bugatti gonna cost a hell of a lot of money. That shit might take up everything you got that you save for. But you able to afford, rather it's your monthly note or payments, whatever it may be, you can afford to have it, but it's gonna take up everything to get it. You know what I'm saying? Now the Toyota Camry, you can afford to get that, you can afford to have it, and it ain't gonna take up everything that you got. You know what I'm saying? So discipline would come in where you would buy that motherfucking Toyota Camry instead of that motherfucking Bugatti just because you can get it. Pride would come in where you gonna buy that motherfucking Bugatti because you can. And that's what you want. The Bugatti looks nice. That's what I want. That's a better car. Da 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 da. It's flashy, and all these people want them, and whoop 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 whoop. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? That's like the difference between pride and discipline. You know what I'm saying? And it would take discipline for you to make the right choice and go ahead and get that motherfucking Camry, so not to break yourself and to make more progress, you know, later on down the line when you add that couple dollars back on top of it. Or, you know what I'm saying, maybe you could buy this motherfucking Toyota Camry and take the rest, open up a business or some shit. You know what I'm saying? That's discipline. Doing what you need to do, not what you want to do. And and then, right, you know, in the astral realm, that affects you in the astral realm because of your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because the work that everything that you want, you desire, what you think, the way you feel, rather you feel about yourself, rather you feel about places, things, or other people, all of that is like all of that is how you steer your spirit, because your spirit is always ahead of you. Everything plays out in the spiritual realm before it reaches here. So if your spirit's on the travel, you know what I'm saying, it's traveling based on what you want, and which it's traveling based on your thoughts, your feelings, and what you want, what you don't want, and all that type of shit is taken into consideration. It's like your crow, you know what I'm saying, or a boomerang, like you throw that motherfucker out ahead of you, and then it come back with the information. But it's not necessarily that your spirit comes back with the information. It's letting you know from where it's at, you know, what you about to run into and all that type of shit. So let's say, for example, right, same shit with the car. Now, you know, we have a heart. You know, the heart receives everything first from the spirit. Your gut is your heart's mouthpiece. And then you have your brain, who tries to decipher what you're feeling inside, rather it's what the heart's telling you, and you know what I'm saying? Like your brain is trying to decipher the message coming from your heart and your gut, but your heart and your gut is receiving the message straight from the spirit. So you go to get the motherfucking car, right? And you ain't necessarily got no other goals and shit. You just got the bread to do what you want to do today. You know what I'm saying? You can either get this motherfucking car and go pull up, Stop and Shop, motherfucking flashy than a some bitch. Or you get this motherfucking Toyota Camry, pull up the Stop Shop. You still good. That shit's still doing what it need to do like the MBTA did. You know what I'm saying? You got a car now, you can move around a little bit more, woo woo, right? So in the astral realm, you know what I'm saying? Your spirit is already past the car that you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? It's already known more than likely which car that you're gonna get. But it's saying to you, like, listen, it's gonna send the message on which one you should get. Your spirit, no matter what, when you gotta think about something, you feeling it, it's always coming from your fucking spirit, because your spirit is always ahead of you. It's always seeing ahead of you. That's how we can predict. That's how we have accurate feelings. That's how we predict. We know it's coming. That's why we get them certain like vibes. Like, damn, I knew that shit was gonna happen, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So bang, right? Now when you go get that motherfucking car and you debating on which one of them you gonna pull off the lot with, right? Your spirit is speaking through the heart first. But sometimes we could be just thinking so much with our mind, and we're not in sync with our mind, body, and soul at the same time. You know what I'm saying? We're not listening to our heart and our gut. We so attentive to our eyes. And the most people that have these complications are the people who are not spiritually enlightened. They're not spiritually awake. They're spiritually unaware. You know what I'm saying? So they have the confusion the most, because for them it's all about what's in the mind, and what's in the mind is basically everything that's around them in the 3D realm. They're not really paying attention so much to what goes on in the spiritual realm. They're not looking beyond this realm of reality. You know what I'm saying? And it's important to stay in tune with the spiritual realm, because like I said, that's ahead of this one. And you're getting signals along your travel. You're getting signals from your spirit who's ahead of you, telling you what you're about to face, what you may face, what decisions you gonna need to make. This is your spiritual guide. You know what I'm saying? And your thoughts. See, in the spiritual realm, your spirit is traveling along with ancestors. Your ancestors, those who protect you, and you know they be around all the time, 24/7. So they also assisting in your understanding. So when you start getting certain thoughts and shit, remember, I don't know if you watched any of my last videos, but you know what I'm saying, when you praying, when you thinking, those shits may be in your head here in the 3D realm, but your thoughts is loud and clear in the astral realm. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta learn to try to pray quietly, so everybody don't hear you. The ancestors might hear you, they right there, but they in your favor anyway. So you basically telling them the plan. This is what I want out of life, this is what I'm trying to do, this is what I'm going for, you know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, you got the motherfucking, the demons, the evil spirits and shit. They might be in a close vicinity where they can overhear y'all conversation. So they know how to interrupt, you know, what you're going for. So it's like when you telling motherfuckers out here, like, yeah, same shit with the car, like, yeah, I'm about to go to the motherfucking dealership, bitch, and I'm about to get a motherfucking, I either gonna get this Bugatti or I'm gonna get this Toyota Camry. I don't want the motherfucking Camry, because I like that Bugatti. That Bugatti's nice. Now the motherfucker that you're talking to might be one of them demon spirits outside of your conversation with the regular spirits and shit. But you talking directly to somebody here. You know what I'm saying? So that person might be like, oh yeah, man, you should get the motherfucking Bugatti, because you already done told him, like, if I buy this shit, I'm gonna be broke. Now that motherfucker can't afford no motherfucking Bugatti. They can't even afford the fucking Camry. But they don't care anyway, because that's not this type of shit that they thrive off of. They thrive off of people's downfall. They thrive off of drama and arguing and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna be like, oh, yeah, you should get the motherfucking Bugatti. Because now it's like, if anything happened to that motherfucking car, they gonna be asked out. And they hoping you get it and something happened to that car so you could be asked out. They ain't trying to tell you, oh, get the Camry so you can still have more money than them and you riding around in some clean, nice shit. And you know what I'm saying? They undercover haters. So I'm just saying that's how the motherfucking demons work outside the conversation. They try to interrupt you. It's like gang stalking and shit. So, bang, you're gonna either accept what your spirit is telling you, which means you gotta listen to your heart and your gut. And in order to do that, you gotta focus in. Like, you gotta really tune into it. So remember, your heart's gonna get all the messages first, but your heart's gonna speak to you through your gut. That gut feeling that you get is the mouthpiece of the heart. You get it? But if, like I said, if you're not spiritually awake, then your mind is not gonna receive the message correctly. It's not gonna be thinking astro in 3D. You know what I'm saying? You think astro, but you watching out 3D. Instead, you're not gonna think astro. You're just gonna be watching out 3D. Damn, like, what does this mean? I don't know. Shit, something telling me I need to just go ahead and get this Bugatti. But really, that's not the feeling. You just being prideful because that's what the fuck you want. And that's not necessarily good for you. And you might know deep down, and you gonna know deep down that it's not good because that discipline is in you. You know what I'm saying? Your heart is talking to you. Your spirit is telling you, nah, don't do that. That's not the right choice. Don't even do it. But it's like you want that motherfucker so bad and it looks so good, and your mind is not spiritually in sync with the heart and the gut. So you're not paying no attention to that shit. You just looking at what looks nice, and you thinking about, you just imagining yourself fucking being flashy and all this egotistical shit. You know what I'm saying? So discipline would come in where it's like, even if you're not spiritually in tune, discipline to come in like, damn, that's not like that ain't necessarily a smart move to do and break myself all this bread or whatever. I need to just motherfucking go ahead and get this Camry. But spiritually, because even the person who's using discipline, they using it because they are in tune with their spirit, but they might not know how in tune they are with their spirit. They might not even be thinking of no type of astral or spiritual shit. They might just think that everything is just straight them. You know what I'm saying? They don't think of being affected by ancestors. They don't think of having a spirit traveling out in front of them and being a compass or none of that type of shit. They just straight looking at it as just them, right? So, or it could be a situation where, like, you could be in a relationship with somebody, right? And you could be like, it could be we're gonna use a woman. We're gonna use a woman as like I don't want to say alpha, but we're gonna use a woman as the one who's like guiding the men, because that will be a more prideful situation. So it's like the woman that you're with, that the dude is with, whatever, he may, you know what I'm saying? She might always be telling him like, yo, bang, you could do this, you could do that, da-da-da-da. And she's sincere about it because she believes in his potential. She believes in him. And, you know, she knows what he can do and what he's capable of. And he may know it too. Same shit as her. But because she's the one telling him about it and she's always on him and pushing him to go forward, he can become prideful, like nigga, she's a woman. Like, man, I'm a grown ass man. I know what the fuck to do. I don't need you to be telling me what I need to do and all that other shit. That's pride. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if she's right, then she's right. It takes discipline to listen to her and just take what she's saying, take heed to it, and just apply it and just do it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're being prideful, it's like, nah, I'm not. She's a woman and she don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I'm stronger. I already know everything. I don't need to listen to her type shit. It's prideful. Or, you know, you could be in a relationship with, you could be single, right? You could be single and you could have different options of people that you can be with. And then in trying to decipher, you know, your mind is somewhere like you possibly want to be with one of these people or whatever the case is. And, you know, you got one person who has money and, you know, they work a good job. And, you know, they like financially set. and they might not look the best, but they financially situated or whatever, or even they do look the best. It don't really matter so much about looks, but I'm trying to use it to incorporate all this 3D shit too. And then, well, it does matter for a lot of people. And then you might have another person who had a really bad childhood. You know what I'm saying? They might have had a real bad childhood where once they was able to get out the house, they ended up out the house misguided and couldn't hide it. So what they did was they ended up getting caught up in all type of crimes and all type of shit like that. And because of those crimes and those felonies that they caught and all those type of situations, what ultimately ended up happening to them is a whole bunch of doors closed on legal resources. Legal using matrix terms. And I'm just speaking for those because the matrix is like the biggest system right now and that motherfuckers be caught up in. So they legal resources may be very limited, so it's harder for them to survive out in the matrix without resources or help and assistance from somewhere or somebody, right? But the person has the potential to do great things if only they had the right assistance, right? So now, let's say that, you know, it's the woman picking between these two dudes. And she's like, damn, this nigga legit. This nigga, you know, it's a lot of good on his end. He's financially stable. He can secure the situation. Like, he's somebody I could work with and we could be good financially. But so now remember, your spirit is communicating with you all along. With every decision, every day, every second that goes by, your spirit is sending you signals on how to move forward, what to watch out for, and all that. So during this situation, you know, your spirit may be telling you, the nigga with the money, yeah, y'all could financially be good, but it's very earthly. You know what I'm saying? There's no spirit in there. There's no spiritual growth. There's no spiritual bond, and there's no spiritual synchronicity. You know what I'm saying? The person just got money, but they're here. They're on Earth. You know what I'm saying? They're always on Earth. Everything is about the 3D, the Matrix. That's what they caught up in. They're not even really aware or sharp or even interested in motherfucking spirituality. The only thing they know about is their different religions and all that type of shit. Real basic. But, you know what I'm saying? You see potential in the things that, you know, the woman sees potential in the things that they can do. So it's like, oh, you know, there's the good things with that, whatever. And, but then obviously it may be the looks. It could be something, whatever it is that is like giving her the signal of, but it's something about this dude that just like, I don't know, like makes her unsure of him or insecure when it comes to him. But then the other dude who all odds is against may be spiritually in tuned, may be off Earth, may have a really good connection with you on another level, but not on a 3D level. You know what I'm saying? Not earthly, because once a person is enlightened spiritually, it's hard to land back on Earth. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. So you gotta really be brought down, or really like bring yourself down to it. So this woman, right? This woman, she is gonna receive messages from the spirit. Now, the thing is, remember, your spirit is traveling ahead of you, right? So as it travels out ahead of her, your spirit is so like when people meet or whatever the case is, when they meet, what happens is their spirits come together and they begin to intertwine. You know what I'm saying? And they basically move through each other. So once they touch, you know what I'm saying, then more than likely that's because the person is, because remember, you're steering your spirit through your thoughts, emotions, and all that shit. But your spirit is going through the experience before you. You know what I'm saying? So it's sending you back the signal before you reach that point to let you know yay or nay, or whatever it needs to let you know. So if it's meet somebody, like your spirit has met another spirit, you met another person, but your spirit will bump into that person's spirit before you physically bump into that person. You know what I'm saying? Y'all spirit may have had some sort of connection or whatever, where some sort of magnet that, you know, pulled y'all in due to the space, the time, and circumstances or whatever that's going on at the time that allowed y'all spirits to meet and share the same space and energy. Now, as that spirit is moving through that person, if it moves through that person, what happens is you do end up meeting the person. You do end up connecting with the person. And the further and further those spirits combine to each other, that's how far you end up going with them. Regardless, once that spirit could end up moving all the way through that other person's spirit. Like they can go right through each other and be done exit and they done with each other. But the experience still has to come here. You know what I'm saying? So you still gonna end up meeting the person and you know what I'm saying, going through whatever y'all go through, and then it'll come to whatever point, whatever head end or whatever, if that's what's meant to happen, or if the spirits is just stays embodied with each other, then that's what it'll be. But the thing is, as everything is happening, like say your spirit already went all the way through this person before you even met the person, then it's like at the beginning, once you meet them, it'll be those things that's telling you, it's the silent things, it's the silent voices, the small shit that'll be telling you no. It'll be trying to block you from it. But like, you know, the same thing that allowed the spirits to go through each other also plays out in a bigger way for you, where it's like you see the little things telling you no, but there are big things telling you yeah. For example, the chick, we're gonna stick to the same people, right? So the chick might have the dude with the money, right? And the thing about him is, like I said, there's financial security. But, you know, the nigga, he might be really into himself. He's really into business and his work and shit like that. And yeah, he's willing to spend money on her and give her whatever he wants. But if you think about it, that's not even nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? He got it to give. So there really ain't no real connection except for that financial security and the fact that y'all take up time. Y'all share a lot of time with each other. So sharing a lot of time with each other, automatically you're going to feel like there's a connection, there's a bond or some type of shit like that. But that may not necessarily be true. You know what I'm saying? It could be something that you're forcing rather than something that's happening. Or you may feel stronger about that person than they feel about you. You know what I'm saying? But your spirit already knows these things. They already gave you the signal on, you know, what it is between you and this person or not. You got me? So then you might have the other dude who the spirit, the spirit is like, it's nothing and something at the same time. You know what I'm saying? That's how we can be connected to other people. So that other person, spirit may also be there with your spirit. So all three spirits may be in the same space together in that realm, but not necessarily that all three of them in the same space here. But because they're in that same space, both guys are connected still through the woman. Whether they know each other, don't know each other. Eventually, both guys will sense each other. They will sense the other energy. They will sense the energy of another person through her. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's just goes into some more shit, because the longer, you know, that it takes for her to make a decision, but she's still dealing with these two people, it's going to keep on getting stronger on both ends. And the stronger that it gets on one end or the other end or both ends, whatever it is, those people are going to sense it. You know what I'm saying? And the stronger it gets, it's an energy. So that energy is going to be building, and it can build up to a point where it's so strong and it's so big that these people meet. They come together. Somehow they find out about each other, or something. You know what I'm saying? Something happens where it draws them in closer and closer. The bigger that energy gets, on both sides, it brings them closer because it's become strong. It's like a strong ass magnet, and it's just the same thing. Like if it's only one chick and one dude, and that energy is together, you know, the spirits is together, they share in the same space, and the energy is vibrating, you know what I'm saying, at a strong rate. Even if they didn't meet already yet in the physical, they gonna meet. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing if the girl is sharing her energy and her space with 2 different people, 3 different people, whatever it is, whoever she's entangled with, eventually that shit's gonna come out to the dudes, right? So the thing is, before it gets there, your spirit has already traveled these travels. So it's giving her signals through her heart and her gut. The heart is speaking through the gut, but the mind is trying to decipher what the fuck the heart is telling her through the gut. But the thing is, she may be confused because of many different things. It could be the circumstances, it could be the person, it could be the qualities of the person, it could be the characteristics of the person, it could be the you know what I'm saying? It could be a lot of different things like that. So if she's not spiritually enlightened, then she's gonna only try to decipher what her heart is telling her through the gut on a 3D earthly level. What she's gonna be looking at is like, damn, this dude got money and I could be straight with him. Like, he'll take care of me. He be buying me whatever I want or whatever. But at the end of the day, she knows she still feels blank. You know what I'm saying? She knows it's blank. Even if sex is good, it's still like, you know, sex is good. You know what I'm saying? It's everything is there except the connection. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're around the person, so obviously you're gonna be able to talk to them and laugh and all that other shit. Like, you could share a space, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you feel fully connected. You know what I'm saying? Because automatically, it's like forcing it. You get it? It's not like something just in place. It's not something with ease. It's not just flowing, even though it might seem like it's flowing at the beginning, but it can flow into a dead end, but, you know, the chick don't want to let it go. Then I came in, the dude was a gentleman. He was doing all these nice things for me. He was buying me all these different gifts. He's financially stable, whoop, whoop, whoop. So, you know, you flowed in with him, but yet, you know, sex is good, but it's a dead end. There's no real connection. It's like, damn, how could we grow together? Like, what are we really gonna do? Like, we have different goals. We just have all this other type of shit going on. Like, there's just like not no real bond. You know what I'm saying? But then the other person who got all odds against them or whatever the case is, they may have the bond with you, but they don't got the financial security for you. So it's like the spirit, her spirit, is trying to tell her the difference between the two. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that because one is bad, the other one is good, because neither one may not be good. And they both may be good. But your spirit is still going to be communicating to you what you need to do. Rather is mess with either one of them or not. You know what I'm saying? But either way, it's obvious, even in the 3D realm, if you can or can't mess with both of them at the same time. And you can't mess, if you got to hide one from the other, then you can't mess with them both at the same time, period. But if, you know, and okay, so let's back up. Now, in the spiritual realm, your spirit may be telling you, because your spirit is sharing space with both of them, period. All 3 of y'all are sharing a space. Rather, everybody knows of it yet or not. The longer y'all stay in that space together, eventually, y'all all will know. You know what I'm saying? But we're still talking about not knowing, but we're all still in the same space spiritually. Now, she may, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, she may see a lot of good in the dude who got everything against him, because it's like, damn, man, connect, we bond a lot, and, you know, he seems sincere and everything, but financially, it's kind of like he's a burden. You know what I'm saying? He's a burden because he don't really have the resources to be independent. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, that comes down to pride and discipline. So you got the one dude, you may be like, you know what, he could secure me. I ain't really trying to do too much. Whatever, he's financially secure. So it may be a pride thing where you're like, you know what? I like both of them, but I'm gonna go with this one just because he can secure me financially. Versus going with the one who has the bond because you gotta work more with him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta work a lot more with him. You gotta work hard with him, probably even. And yeah, shit like that. But your message from your spirit may be telling you that person who you have the bond with and that connection with, that's who you may want to be with, and that's who actually will secure you in the future. That's who will bring you happiness and joy, because that's what really secures you. You got to remember, it's not money, it's not the financial shit that secures a person. Money don't make you happy, you know what I'm saying? If that was the case, everybody with money would be happy, but they not. Motherfuckers would stop working and be doing all type of creative shit instead of still working, you know what I'm saying? But it's not money that makes you happy. Money just affords you things that gives you a temporary joy until you got to go and get something else for another temporary joy and another temporary joy. But we ain't even gonna go into that right now. So bang, right? Your spirit is sending, her spirit is sending her signals, and the spirit's like, you know, I done went through with that dude, and you know, that's as far as this goes. You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna actually feel all the way in love, because that spirit is not fully sinking in with you. You know what I'm saying? You could chase it all you want, but it's just not sinking in fully with you. So and that's because that spirit may be connected to other spirits, and those other spirits, it may be a stronger energy filled with them that they're sinking in with other than you. But because y'all have a synchronization, y'all still should share time and space together. You know what I'm saying? But not necessarily that it's worth holding on to or keeping or staying in. But on the other side, with the other dude, who everything is against or whatever, maybe due to his situation, you feel his vibe so strong. He's maybe a passionate person due to his situation because of, you know, having so much against him. He has to come up with so much creativity to come out of, you know, his situation, or to maintain in his situation, or to grow in his situation. And because of that, he appreciates everything more. You know what I'm saying? And because he appreciates everything more, he appreciates people more, he appreciates everything he has more, everything he gains more, because of what he's up against. You know what I'm saying? But the person who is financially stable and everything is just like, they pretty much just free roaming. You know, they're open to whatever. Like, ain't nothing really holding them. You know what I'm saying? They just moving. And it's like, yeah, we could build, we could kick it. Just cool. You know, motherfuckers are just cool. So your spirit may be saying, you know, for her, you know, don't get that motherfucking Bugatti. Get that motherfucking Toyota Camry, because that's going to be a safe car. That Bugatti you get in that motherfucker, you're going to want to speed. You're going to want to be outside all the time, being flashy and shit. And the more you outside and driving and speeding, that elevates the risk of crashing and dying. But you get that motherfucking Toyota Camry, you're going to go around to your regular people. People going to see you in or whatever. You're going to do your regular driving shit. You're going to keep on working. But you ain't going to get too egotistical versus that Bugatti. And then he might be saying also, like, you know what I'm saying, that motherfucker with that bread, or that person, you know, he's cool, you know, being independent and all that. But the combination of y'all two isn't going to bring you where you're trying to get, because that person could be open to anybody. You know what I'm saying? That person is willing to deal with anybody because they're so financially in tune as far as with their self. They're so financially stable alone that, you know, they're able to explore more options. So you may not be a match for that person like the way you feel they're a match for you. You feel me? And then the other person who lacks resources and all that shit, the person who lacks resources and everything may be, more appreciative of you being one of the only people in their lives or the main people in their lives and bonding with you and really appreciating you. You know what I'm saying? And your spirit may be telling you like, that person got some flaws and they got some shit with them. And, even the person may have even motherfucking had a real hard life, like I said, coming up. Did a whole bunch of shit in their past. That's what got them in the situation at the end where they lacking resources. And it's like, it makes you second guess them. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to take a chance with them or whatever the case is, or not? You know what I'm saying? So that comes down to pride and discipline. You could be prideful. Your pride may be telling you like, fuck that, I want the Bugatti and I want this fly ass nigga and we gonna be able to do this, that, and third, because that's what you think. That's your pride talking. That's what you want talking. But then at the same time, what you need is what your spirit is telling you. No, you need to motherfucking humble yourself a little bit, get that motherfucking Camry, you know what I'm saying, and be grateful for that nigga versus trying to be privileged, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta learn to listen to your motherfucking gut. Your gut. Not your mind. How your mind is gonna try to decide